We get a huge update on Canucks star players, and this is exactly what fans want to hear, with J.T. Miller returning to the ice, and we get a huge update on Thatcher Demko, and he hints at a possible return date during this homestand that should have Canucks fired up. We're going to break all this down and more later on this episode. Before we get into that, I'm proud to say that this video is brought to you by Rentals.ca, who's a huge supporter of Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home ice in international competition, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home rinks all across the country. Whether in cities like St. John's, Halifax, Abbotsford, Vancouver, wherever you are from coast to coast, Rentals.ca has a ton of options to find the perfect place and price for you. The website is super clean and easy to use. You can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to move, finding all options in the area. Find your home rink with Rentals.ca and make sure to check out their website in the pinned comment and description below. Once again, shout out to Rentals.ca for not only being a huge supporter of this channel, but to Team Canada and you guys helping you find your next home rink. But with that, let's just hop straight into the main topic today because fans should be fired up about this. And that is Rick Tocchet saying that J.T. Miller has been skating and he quotes, "We have a plan." Now, seeing J.T. Miller is back on the ice is huge for this Canucks team. This is the Canucks team that has been dominating on away ice, but not so much on home ice. Getting him back during this homestand, this might be the game tomorrow or tonight, depending on when you're watching this. This could be 2 games from now. But seeing that he's progressing, he's back on the ice, he's back around the team, is something huge to look forward to with J.T. Miller. This is debatably the second captain on this team. We've seen J.T. Miller put this team on his back. We've seen it in the intro video. We've seen it all seasons with the Canucks. J.T. Miller has been and will continuously be a huge piece of this Canucks team. 17 games played, 6 goals, 10 assists for 16 points, 35 shots. You can pause, you can read through this. J.T. Miller has been rock solid for this Canucks team. He has been out with personal reasons. Seeing J.T. Miller get well, seeing him get back on the ice is a huge development for him, for this Canucks team, for the fans, but mostly J.T. Miller of his own. Now, looking at J.T. Miller getting back, he's going to instantly inject into this lineup and continue help the Canucks dominate and try to get to the top of the Western Conference and to try to win the President's Trophy. This is someone that can go into any part of the lineup, and we'll go through the lineup now as well, where he could slide in. The Pettersson and DeBrusk line has looked awesome. I can't see Tocchet breaking this up. Now, Rick Tocchet could do anything. He could split this line completely up, but I do expect Boeser to reunite with J.T. Miller. We see the lineup kind of shaking up. We see it change day from day. But with Pettersson and DeBrusk playing so well, with Tocchet, Joshua, and Garland playing so well, I do expect 2 of these guys to stay on their separate lines to play with either J.T. Miller. Maybe we see him go in to play on the second line, or the quote-unquote second line, with someone like Garland or Joshua. Maybe he goes in to play with Sherwood and Höglander. Either way, getting J.T. Miller back onto this team is going to be massive, and it's awesome to see J.T. Miller getting back on the ice for the Vancouver Canucks after so many speculations, and a lot of gross speculations, going around to the point where Jim Rutherford spoke out, which we touched on yesterday. Go watch that video if you haven't yet. But getting Miller back is huge. Seeing Tocchet say they have a plan, it does seem like they're hinting at a possible return maybe tomorrow or the following game. But with this, injecting in the lineup, we're going to see him also get in on the power play, the penalty kill. Maybe he comes in and fills in Garland's spot on the top power play unit. Maybe we see him slide down to work his way back on the second power play unit. Either way, this Canucks team looks deadly, and it looks even better with J.T. Miller in the lineup. As I said, one of their top performers. We see Petey find his footing. Everything in between is looking like the Canucks are about to go on a run, and getting 2 of them back. Getting 2, and when I say 2, I am hinting towards the second part of the video, but getting 2 of these players back are going to be key pieces for the Canucks going into the next home stretch and for the remainder of the season. But what's your guys' thoughts on J.T. Miller coming back? Do you think he's going to sneak into the lineup next game tomorrow night, or do you think they're going to give him a couple days to find his footing, but he's going to return during this homestand? How many points do you think he puts up in his first game? Because I wouldn't put it past him to go out and put up 2 goals and an assist, maybe an overtime win. Either way, the Canucks need to get better on home ice, and getting J.T. Miller back will be a major part of this. But we'll hop straight into the second topic today, which is from Jeff Patterson, and he says, Lankinen and Demko, the only goalies on the ice at the Canucks practice. Now we've seen Shilovs get some work before the practices, but usually the goaltenders and the backup goaltender are the two on the ice once the team comes out or when they're working together. So seeing this only possibly means one thing, and that is Thatcher is back. This is a long awaited. We've seen him play in the National Series in the first round last year, and we have not seen him play since then. We do get a quote from Thatcher himself, and he says, "I'm at the point now where I could potentially have discussion with Tocchet and be able to back up or have you between now and the next 3 games. It does seem like during this home stretch, once again, same as J.T. Miller, we're going to see Thatcher Demko back between the pipes on this team." Thatcher Demko was someone who was a Vezina finalist last year. He did not make Team USA for the 4 Nations due to the injury, but either way on this, Thatcher Demko, J.T. Miller, both making it back for the Canucks is a huge step in the right direction for this Vancouver Canucks team, who's not really struggling unless they're playing on home ice. Once they get that things figured out, I think they're going to be as dominant or even more dominant than last season. Looking at Thatcher saying at this point now, he could speak to Tocchet and be a backup behind Kevin Lankinen. Him looking and say between the next 3 days, we could see him come in. Thatcher Demko is going to be back in the next week, or maybe less if we see him back up Kevin Lankinen in their next game. Having Thatcher Demko back is going to be huge. When you're looking at the goaltenders, it does seem like Shilovs is the obvious case to be sent back down to Abbotsford to work. We've seen Shilovs this season play 7 games, going 1-4-1 during the span, 4 goals against average, or 4 goals against per game, I should say, with a .847 save percentage. It has been a disappointing season for Shilovs. Seeing him struggle to start the year is something Canucks fans do not want to see. But with Kevin Lankinen coming in and looking like an actual starter during the stretch, including setting an NHL record for most road wins in a row, was not something I had on my bingo card. But Kevin Lankinen does seem like the obvious choice for the Canucks backup position while Demko is here. Once Demko gets back into game shape and is playing every game, I do expect Kevin Lankinen to stay on this roster, and we'll see Shilovs continue to develop in Abbotsford, find his footing, get things working. Because once Shilovs gets back, I do expect them to run a 3-goalie tandem. We've seen it last year with Casey DeSmith, Thatcher Demko, and Shilovs. So I expect this by the end of the season. But for now, I do expect Shilovs to get a lot of time with Abbotsford, multiple starts, find his footing, and find his confidence. What were your guys' thoughts on this? I know it's a lot to take in. What's your thoughts on J.T. Miller being back skating and Tocchet saying we have a plan? What's your thoughts on Thatcher Demko saying, I'm at the point now where I could potentially have discussion with Tocchet and be able to back up? What's your guys' thoughts on all this? Make sure, go down and leave a comment. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Once again, shout out to rentals.ca for being a huge supporter of not only us, but you guys as well, helping you find your home rink. But I've been your host, Mark Pye, and take care.